Hello.
Ah, we meet again. We meet again.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Um, Today we are going to be reviewing the Belle Collective, Season 1, Episode 3, Sisters in the Struggle. I hope I got that
Yes.
title right because I saw it differently in two different places. So I hope that's right. What'd you think about this episode?
It was shocking just what happened. I was like confused about how you could act this way towards your mother.
Hmm.
Um for me, the whole episode was pretty much that. That's all I could really think about due
Yeah.
to of the nature and like this you get to see a more vulnerable side of Marie, which is interesting.
Hmm. This episode was very Marie centric. I'm not going to lie. Um, but okay, we'll get into it later. Let's just
Mhm.
do a really quick summary of the episode. Tambra visits her parents, who I love. Um, Antoinette shows Kaylon and Latrice the build out of the office.
Mhm.
Marie is at home taking care of all the grandkids. Latrice has lunch with Melanie, her PR person. Um, Marie visits Letitia at home. Letitia and Tamara go to City Hall. Uh, Latrice and Zaddy lounge by the pool. And then Marie has a talk with her son. So, can we just talk about Tamara's parents?
Yeah.
Because last week I told you that the tone of her voice is grating on my nerves. When I met her parents, I kind of wish she was quiet like them. Is that
Yeah,
bad?
she's a personality for sure. Her voice doesn't really bother me too much. She's hilarious to me. But her parents are so cool, like being together 51 years. Like they just seem like so settled and chill. Like we just good over here.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, so when the grandbaby's gonna happen? And she's like, well, I wanted to be married first. And they're like, okay, we agree with that. And she's like, I just wanted what you guys have. She's like, I can't do it now because I'm doing this late in life, but hey, I still
Yeah.
want something like that. And I was like, yeah, yeah, I appreciate that.
She has great parents to aspire to be like.
Hmm.
So good for her. Um, I just wish she wasn't so loud. I just do. I like her though. She's kind of cute. Um, all right. So there's a wasted scene with Antoinette at the build out. Um, I don't know why we keep on going back to that junky place that doesn't look like it's ever getting repaired.
Right. It still looks the same.
But okay, if we must. Anything you want to take from that?
I just took nothing. All I could really see is $500,000 for the build out. That's all I can see is 500K. That's all I can see.
To be quite honest, drywall doesn't cost that much. I'm sorry. Um, uh, and I don't understand why she needs a glass panel, like a glass wall office for her first shindig.
Mm.
Like, do it the old school way. Cheaper is better. You can work up. You could do a remodel 20 years in and get you some glass walls.
Hmm.
Start small, work your way up. I still do not think that this build out costs $500,000 and she
We,
doesn't
we
own the building.
we need to see. We need to see like exactly what goes into it. Because
She
I'm
needs to
like,
move down to Ferris Street where she could get a deal.
hmm, agree.
Okay, all right. So the next scene is the first of many with Marie, where she's taking care of her grandkids. Um, we see Cedric, her husband. We hear the history behind them, how they've been married, divorced, and now married again. There was infidelity. Um, and we also find out that each of these three children, grandchildren who are under the age of one, each have a different mother. Her kid was really, really, really busy last year.
Yeah, I was just confused how you thought this was acceptable.
And then
and
when
for
the
the girls,
moms
how
show up.
then the girls felt this was acceptable. That's where the disconnect was for me. Y'all all thought this was acceptable. Got it.
I know that she tries to give her children everything. I get it. All parents want to do that. But
Hmm.
quite honestly, if your kid is getting 3 women pregnant at basically the same
Same
time
time,
while he's in college, why are you still supporting him? I could understand you trying to support the children because they didn't ask to be here. They're a byproduct of your son's irresponsibility, which you enabled. I get that. Don't punish the kids. However, you're still supporting his college, his living, like television, spending money, his what she said, motor car violations or something like that.
parking violations.
Parking lot. I'm like, why are you putting out all of this money for a son who doesn't even communicate with his children's mothers?
Right. That's the
You're part of
problem.
the problem, Marie.
For me, my main issue is this: like you haven't been holding him accountable, and you give him everything. So why would his behavior be any better outside of the punching of walls and the yelling and the screaming? I mean, like, why should he take responsibility when you're already doing it? Like, you're taking care of your whole family, including all of your children,
Mhm.
all
I have
of the
4 kids,
grandbabies,
3
and
grandkids,
their baby mamas.
and 3 more.
Yeah, like, what is that? Like, how is that okay? How is that acceptable? I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but at some point you have to make people be responsible for their own stuff, and that's the main issue. That's the main issue I see. And the husband, he's a whole other piece of work.
And how is Essie all involved in their, I am I jumping ahead to the conversation in the kitchen? Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm jumping ahead. I didn't feel comfortable with how free Essie was in expressing her opinions on Marie and her marriage.
Well, she's been. It sounds from what I can gather, she's been there through everything, and she must know everything. So the way it seems to have played out is that I guess the husband Cedric wanted to be in business with Marie, but he was just never there. He was never present,
Mhm,
including their marriage, from what it seems. So
mhm.
Essie stepped in. They became business partners, best friends, confidants, all that good stuff. So I'm guessing she was there during the marriage, there during the divorce, and now they're doing the remarriage. So yes, they're in business together 50-50. So basically what Essie told him, like, look, whatever money she makes is half mine. And basically she told him, like, you don't contribute anything to this. I'm like, well, it was rude. I have done it in that fashion, no. But you could tell in his demeanor there's some truth to the way he reacted and the way he greeted the son when he came in. That was a telling tale to me.
Well, they only share one child together, the daughter, right?
The daughter, but he's
Okay.
been there off and on when the older son was growing up.
So he's been the primary male figure
Correct.
for all of her kids.
That's what I'm gathering. Yes,
Okay, now with regards to Essie, here's my issue with this. I don't like getting involved in other people's marriages.
but I agree. But you can't get involved unless one party involves you.
True, I hear a lot about other people's marriages, but I try to stay quiet. Now, with Essie using her 50-50 partnership, professional business partnership, as an excuse for her to have something to say about their marriage, it didn't sit well with me because how Marie spends her 50% of the earnings is her business. How I spend my 50% of the earnings is my business. And I wouldn't want Marie to tell me how to spend my coin, just like I'm not going to say anything to Marie about how she decides to waste her coin on her deadbeat family. Um, I would not have used the excuse that I am 50-50 partners with Marie, so I get to say something about your marriage.
But Marie asked a direct question.
She did.
So
That doesn't mean
therefore,
you have to answer it.
I'm not going to fault Essie on that way. I've said it in that way. No. Marie asked her a direct question, put her on the spot, which tells, like I said, which tells me Essie's been through this whole saga. And then her
Mhm.
husband, but then the funny thing is this, the husband had nothing to say, which was very telling.
'Cause he's guilty.
Exactly. So she wasn't wrong for what she said. You may not.
Honestly,
I think if you don't, I understand not liking speaking on people's marriage, but when you're asking them direct, and the husband. I think the husband asked her as well. Like, do you feel like you feel like she has a right to say something? And Marie answered the question and asked Essie, why do you feel like you? Essie, he asked her like, do you feel like you have the right to speak on this? She's all, yes, I do. And then Marie's, I'll tell him why you feel like you have a right to speak on it.
but speak on what was she asking in reference to? The kid? Because I thought Essie was there to mediate with the
Mediate.
son.
It sounded like it was like a whole. It seems like it's really weird. It seems like everything's so intertwined, and there's so much. How can I put it? There's so much we don't see. There's way more because there was way too much emotion behind that.
There was, and I feel like there was a way for her to answer that question without getting into their marriage. Because if
Correct.
her sole purpose coming over that particular evening was to mediate between Marie and her son, I could see why. Because she's not a member of that family. She's an outside point of view, supposed to be impartial. She's also a mature woman who's probably also a mom, you know, I would have left it as yes, I have a say in this because one, Marie has asked me to come over and help with the conversation between her and her son. That's my sole purpose here and be done with it. And Marie and Cedric messy for trying to bring non-professional people into their marriage problems. They both need counseling. I know they told that boy that she Marie says she wanted him to go to anger management and therapy and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um Make sure you book an appointment for yourself too.
I think Essie feels that Cedric is a big part of the problem, and
Mhm.
then she's also taking on Marie's emotional baggage towards him, and you could see it
She needs to
like
extricate herself from that
from that part.
because
Yes,
it could impact their professional relationship.
I don't think so
But
because based on what I saw from this
mhm.
scene, Marie's over Cedric anyway. So I don't think it's going to hurt. It's not going to hurt their professional relationship because they're making too much money and they're doing very well. So Marie's very over. It seems like Marie's very over their Cedric at this point. That's just what I'm gathering.
My thing is that I really don't like to mix business with pleasure because especially with marriages, right? Um, the third party who tries to help is usually the person that gets swatted away when A and B come back together again.
Right.
And there is a history of A and B coming back together again.
Yeah, and that's happened while Essie's been there. So I
Mhm.
don't see this being a problem as I stated before. Marie seems to be over her husband. So I think Essie and Marie will be fine.
Let's hope so. I just think it's a slippery slope that she's traveling on. And to tell the honest truth, it's not worth it,
Right.
especially with these two. Who's up next? Oh, Latrice Zaddy. Okay, so Latrice is at lunch with Melanie, her PR person, and they're talking about the new hair care line.
Mhm.
They're going over branding, like the labels, all of these like stupid little decisions that play a big part in a product launch. Zeddy goes to the salon, finds out that she's not there, calls her, wanna know where she's at. You know, she says she's at a business meeting with Melanie over at ABC Bar. Um, and he finds himself over there because he feels like decisions should not be made on anything without him having a say.
And that was funny. And then they told him like, you really took that VP title seriously, did you? I was like, oh, good job. And then eventually they told him like, we got this, and you are to be a silent partner, which
I
was
thought that
good.
was already determined that he was a silent partner. Didn't they establish that when they were in the
Right.
bedroom last week?
Yes, but he tends to want to still be in charge, and she told him basically no, which was good. Poor thing. You could be a silent VP investor. Thank you.
Just wait for your first check. Just
Yeah, she's
be
successful.
so
She knows what
difficult.
she's doing. Let her do her thing. Just get the royalties.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Ah, the next scene is Marie going over to Letitia's home. Did she say that was the first time she's ever gone over there?
Hmm?
When Marie goes over to Letitia's home.
Marie goes over to Letitia's home. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, she went to go. She went to go visit. I guess she had never been there before.
So they were only friends at the brunch. They weren't friends any other kind of way.
But didn't Marie just move? Didn't Letitia just move into that house though?
I don't
Recently, I think that's what it was. I have a feeling Letitia just moved into that house a short while ago.
know.
That's
Oh,
what I think that's
interesting.
what it is. I have to go back and rewatch it. But like, I mean, when she said she had never been here before, I'm like, what? And y'all like super close friends, whatever. And by that, then I recall, I'm like, I think they may have just moved into that house.
Okay. Oh, one thing I forgot to ask you.
Mhm.
Back at Marie's house, did you
Mhm.
notice anything odd about her sofa?
Sofa. I'm trying to
Hmm.
think.
Being up on stilts?
I did not see that. On stilts.
Okay, so you know those risers that you can get for your bed?
Yeah.
Her sofas are all up on that. I
Oh,
wonder if she's in a flood zone.
could be.
That's crazy. Okay, but you would take them down when it's not rainy season.
Right.
Anywho,
Mhm.
I just think it makes it easier for a kid to get stuck under there if you have it on a
Yeah.
riser and you've got kids all over your house.
Right.
It was just very odd that I noticed that. Oh Lord. Okay, so at Marie's house, at Letitia's house, Marie plays the audio of when her son went off and like started punching the holes in the wall. And it wasn't just one hole we find, it was a
Right.
series of holes down a hallway when he was leaving to go to school. Um, I couldn't make out much of it, to be quite honest, but I
Mhm.
did find it telling that Marie admits to this is not the first time that she's had to record an interaction with her son. This is a regular common occurrence because apparently he reports her to the grandparents or something.
Right.
What's that about?
This is weird.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay. That's an odd relationship. Very odd. But Letitia feels so bad for her and didn't realize that all of that was happening at the
Hmm.
house because she already knows that Marie carries a a heavy burden
Yes,
with
definitely.
everyone that she is, financially taking care of. Um, but then to hear that, that 3 of the additional people that she shouldn't be taking care of, but is, the sire of those 3 children is treating her like that. Ay, ay,
Exactly.
ay. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so next we see Letitia and Tambra go to City Hall. Tambra's cousin is a councilman, and Letitia needed to have an appointment with him to see how to take the next steps in securing the Crystal Ballroom to be the
Hmm.
first building in the Ferris Street project renovation thing.
That was exciting.
It was, and her crying at the end of it was very touching to me because, like, she's got this vision, she's got this dream, and, like, she's one step closer to having this come true. So I'm really proud of her.
Exactly. It feels like it's when someone tells you they're gonna help you, it feels like it's really real.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually taking those steps to make it possible when you didn't think you had a chance. So yeah, I'm happy for her.
Same.
Yay.
Hmm.
Okay, next we see Latrice and Zaddy. What's his name? Cliff. I gotta remember
Cliff.
his name is
Mhm.
Cliff. They're lounging by the pool. Latrice can't swim. This was hysterical when she went and got the plastic bag and put it on her head. I loved every minute of that. We do that.
Yeah.
We do that back home. If you don't have a bath cap, you just put a plastic bag over your head.
You
Or
tied
if
up
you're
real good,
doing
and
a
you're good to go.
yeah, or if you're doing a process,
That
or a
too.
or a hot oil treatment or something, or cholesterol treatment. I used to do that for my mom. Yeah, she puts it on. She does try. But you know what? I don't think if anyone should teach her how to swim, it shouldn't be Cliff.
Right. No.
Cause
Hire somebody for that.
yeah, yeah, she would react better if someone else was teaching her how to
Right.
swim.
Agreed.
But it was cute. I love their pool area.
Oh, I do like their house.
Mhm. It's the best house.
I like
I
their
want
house.
that
It's
house.
amazing. Sit by the pool, that would be a place where you just can kind of like cater barbecues and just go to town.
Yep. Well laid out, well built. Love it, love it, love it. I wonder how long she's lived there though.
Me too.
Hmm. Anywho, okay. Then we see the whole meeting at Marie's house. What did you think of her son's explanation? His name is Jerez, right?
Mhm.
Jere- I hope I'm saying that right. What did you think of his response to his mother on why he did it?
That was stupid. You have anger issues. Her trying to help you make the right choice for your future is not a bad thing. She wasn't trying to make a choice for you. She's trying to help you make the best choice for everyone involved.
I didn't
So sorry.
understand.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. And sorry to finish.
Uh-huh.
And she was right, in my opinion.
Well, when she explained herself, like what happened last year at school, he wasn't in the best of condition. She wanted him to take a year off, get back into shape, focus on basketball, and then go back. To me, it seems like there's scholarship money on the line.
Right.
And it seems like last year he was mostly focused on getting his pipe wet and reproducing as opposed to focusing on basketball.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't understand his excuse, and I'm not going to waste your time for you to try and explain it to me because it all sounds like BS to me. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I can't explain it because he was completely wrong, and it was BS.
I don't know. I don't know. I hope that he's sincere when he says that he will agree to go to family therapy. I hope so. I hope Cedric in seeing all of this, realizes the impact of his behavior on
Mhm.
the boys in this family, and you have a little girl, would you want your little girl to be around somebody like Jerez or even you?
Exactly.
Because I think there was a mention. Marie said that her husband, the reason why Essie was there was because she wasn't sure if Cedric was going to be there for the meeting because he didn't come home last night and he didn't
Mhm.
come home a few nights before. And his explanation was, well, he stayed at the other house.
Mhm.
Okay, why isn't he renting out that house
That was
and
my
bringing
su
money in?
that was my suggestion. That was my I'm like, "Well, why are you maintaining a residence that could be generating income? That makes no sense."
Yeah, and come home every night to your family. Really?
I think there's something else going on, but that's just my opinion. There's when you're married, there's no point in retaining domicile at two separate homes. Why do you have to make? Why are you spending the money to maintain two separate homes? It seems like you like it to me. It seems like he has one foot in the marriage, one foot out the marriage. That's just the way I take it, especially when people um have two residences. Specifically, like Simone and Cecil had that on Married to Medicine, where they have the North House and the South House. The South House is more convenient for Simone's work, but then we
Mhm.
found out they were going through some marriage issues. I'm like, that's not good.
Mhm.
It makes it too easy to leave, and it makes it too
Yeah.
easy to like do dirt.
Mhm.
And it seems like that house may not be too close because otherwise Marie would do more checking up.
How can she? She's working, she's taking care of her
Right.
kids, the grandkids,
That's why he does
the
it.
the baby mamas juggling when they come to pick up their children
Mhm.
so they don't cross paths. Like, that's a lot.
So he knows that. So he knows like I can have maintain this residence, and she really can't check up on me because she's too busy.
Ay, 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 ay. This show is a mess. This
Like who's
show
to
is
say?
a mess.
Who's to say he was like if he's not coming home for days? Who's to say he's not leaving town?
Well,
I'm just saying.
we
I'm just.
find out
I'm just
that he
saying.
does.
I'm just saying. Like he could like dip out of town for 2 or 3 days, and she wouldn't know because she's used to him not coming home for days at a time. Sometimes like that's. I'm like, you okay with that? All right.
And I think he takes her, remember she says at one point, "I need a vacation." I think he takes that literally because I
Mhm.
wonder if he does the vacation stunt in this season.
I'm looking forward to see like that play out.
Interesting. Any other highlights of this episode that I might have missed?
No, this was it. It was like you said, very Marie centric. Like we got to learn more about what she's really doing and like
Mhm.
who she's all taking care of. I'm like, man, that's a lot.
I have to give her applause for that because I couldn't do it.
Me either.
I couldn't. Um, yeah, but
It was a good
this was
episode. I'm
her.
glad we got to
Yeah.
see more of her and like in her element and not just the professional element, but in the family element. It gives us a little bit more insight to her true character and not the bluster we see. Because like so far we really saw like you were being messy at your friend's brunch, but now we get to see like her day to day life and the pressure she's under and what she has to do. And like I'm just amazed that you can fit it all into one day because you have to like work all day, come
Mhm.
home, and you have chores. See now.
You know what? This episode gave me insight on why she is lashing out,
Hmm. Most
as
definitely.
well. Um, all of that anger, animosity, anxiety, jealousy, all of those emotion emotions that are full of turmoil have to go somewhere. And
Exactly.
her lashing out is all of that.
Agreed.
All right, my friends. Well, this was the Belle Collective, Season 1, Episode 3, Sisters in the Struggle. If you have any comments on our review or about the episode in general, if we missed something, just let us know in the comment section below. Um, if you like the review, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you'll be alerted of all of our new content when we put it out. And in the interim, please tell a friend. We want to share all of our little insights with everyone else and gain new insights in the process. Until next time, bye.